In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 15, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Alabama versus Purdue. The second-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide are set to face the 13th-ranked Purdue Boilermakers in what promises to be an electrifying early-season showdown between 2 top 25 teams. Alabama enters this matchup after a convincing victory over McNeese at home, which followed solid wins against Arkansas State and UNC Asheville. On the other side, Purdue comes into the game fresh off a win against Yale earlier this week and previous victories over Northern Kentucky and Texas Agricultural and Mechanical Corpus Christi. Both teams have showcased strong starts to their seasons, setting the stage for an exciting clash. Historically, Purdue holds a slight edge in this rivalry, leading Alabama 3-1 in their past 4 meetings and covering the spread in 3 of those contests. Last season, the Boilermakers triumphed over the Crimson Tide with a 92-86 victory, a game where Purdue also covered the spread. In this year's matchup, Alabama is favored by -2.5 points on the road, a reflection of their impressive statistics on both offense and defense. Despite Alabama's edge in overall numbers, Purdue's remarkable shooting efficiency and the advantage of playing their 4th consecutive game at home make them a formidable opponent. The Boilermakers not only won last year but also covered the spread, adding to the intrigue of this highly anticipated game. Alabama's depth and talent make them one of the most formidable teams in college basketball, likely to be favored in nearly every game this season. However, Purdue remains a significant force in the Big Ten, bolstered by a roster capable of competing at the highest level. Notably, Purdue has not been a home underdog since January 2021, emphasizing the strength of their program at Mackey Arena, a venue known for its vibrant and passionate crowd. This game feels like a true toss-up, with both teams capable of seizing the victory. Given Purdue's status as a home underdog for only the 3rd time since 2017, the Purdue Boilermakers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. It is rare for out-of-conference matchups to feature 2 offenses as prolific as these, but that is exactly what Friday's game between Alabama and Purdue delivers. Both teams excel at scoring, and neither has issues with offensive efficiency. Alabama's fast-paced playstyle, ranked as the 9th fastest in the nation, ensures that there will be plenty of possessions for each team to showcase their offensive firepower. Much like last year's high-scoring affair that produced a combined 178 points, this game is likely to go over the total as well. Purdue recently allowed 84 points at home against Yale, a team that lacks the pace and offensive explosiveness of Alabama. Meanwhile, the Crimson Tide have shown a tendency to allow opponents ample opportunities at the free throw line, which could lead to easy scoring with the clock stopped. For instance, Arkansas State managed to score 79 points against Alabama at home, highlighting potential defensive vulnerabilities that Purdue could exploit on their home court. Both Alabama and Purdue boast experienced rosters and offensive systems that thrive on fast tempo and 3-point shooting. The matchup will feature a thrilling point guard duel between Alabama's Mark Sears and Purdue's Braden Smith, adding another layer of intrigue. Neither team has faced an opponent with a high-powered offense this season, which could result in defensive struggles on both ends of the court. Given the circumstances, as it aligns with both teams' offensive tendencies and vulnerabilities on defense, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Gonzaga versus UMass-Lowell. The UMass-Lowell Riverhawks are set to face the number 4 ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs at the McCarthy Athletic Center in Spokane, Washington, on Friday evening. This matchup pits 2 undefeated teams against one another early in the season, with both looking to maintain their perfect records. In their most recent outing, the Gonzaga Bulldogs managed to secure a hard-fought victory against the Arizona State Sun Devils. Gonzaga finished the game with 88 points, ultimately winning by a margin of 8. Their offensive efficiency played played a significant role as the Bulldogs shot an impressive 50% from the field and connected on 33.3% of their attempts from beyond the arc. The UMass-Lowell Riverhawks enter this game with momentum, riding a 2-game winning streak to start the season. In their opener against Rivier, the Riverhawks dominated with a resounding 115-59 victory. They followed that up with an 81-74 win against St. Peter's. While their offense has been productive, UMass-Lowell will need to step up their defensive intensity to contend with Gonzaga's potent scoring ability. Both teams come into this contest with identical 2-0 records, but the circumstances are vastly different. Gonzaga will benefit from the home court advantage and enter the game as heavy favorites. The Bulldogs have already notched impressive wins over Baylor and Arizona State and are currently averaging a remarkable 94.5 points per game. UMass-Lowell, on the other hand, is also posting strong offensive numbers, averaging 98 points per game on 52.9% shooting. However, their competition thus far has been far less formidable than Gonzaga's. Gonzaga is expected to have little trouble asserting dominance in this matchup. In their last game, the Bulldogs tallied 101 points, showcasing their ability to pile on the scoring. For UMass-Lowell, this game presents a significantly tougher challenge than their previous opponents, and it's likely they will struggle to keep pace. St. Peter's managed 81 points against UMass-Lowell, but Gonzaga's offensive firepower will pose a much greater threat, so the Gonzaga Bulldogs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Statistically, Gonzaga has been a well-rounded team so far this season. They are averaging 94.5 points per game while allowing 71.5 points to opponents. Additionally, the Bulldogs are pulling down 41.5 rebounds per game and dishing out an impressive 23.5 assists. Meanwhile, UMass-Lowell has been scoring at a high clip, averaging 98 points per game while conceding 66.5 points. The Riverhawks also have an edge in rebounding, averaging 44 boards per game, but they trail slightly in assists with 18 per game. Given the high-scoring tendencies of both teams, the projected total points for this game could be an intriguing aspect to consider. However, with Gonzaga's defensive capabilities and the elevated level of competition for UMass-Lowell, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona versus Wisconsin. 9th-ranked Arizona is set to hit the road for the first time this season as they make the trip to Wisconsin for a Friday night showdown. The Wildcats, currently ranked number 9, are coming off an impressive performance last Saturday, where they dismantled Old Dominion with a commanding 102-44 victory as 33-point favorites in Tucson. Meanwhile, the Wisconsin Badgers, who sit at 3-0 straight up and 1-1 against the spread, also secured a decisive win in their last outing, beating Appalachian State 87-56 on Sunday as 16-point favorites on their home court. The two teams faced off last season, and Arizona was able to cruise to a dominant 98-73 victory over Wisconsin as 9.5-point favorites on their home floor. This game marks the first true test for both teams this season, and it may be an even bigger challenge for Arizona as they will be playing their first road game of the year. Fortunately for the Wildcats, they've looked incredibly sharp to begin the season. Their offense is already firing on all cylinders, showing signs of being in mid-season form, and their defense, while not heavily tested yet, has been solid. Arizona has been one of the most efficient shooting teams in the country, and they boast a deep roster with 7 players averaging at least 9 points per game. This offensive balance means there is always a scoring option available when needed. Additionally, the Wildcats are a dominant force on the boards, which will be a major advantage against Wisconsin. While the Badgers will certainly try to play a physical game, they simply don't have the depth or size to match up with Arizona in the paint. When analyzing the overall matchup, it's clear that Arizona is the superior team and should have no problem asserting control on the road. A closer look at the offensive ratings for both teams reveals a significant gap between them. Arizona ranks 8th in the nation with an impressive 133.8 offensive rating, while Wisconsin sits well behind at 32nd with a 124.4 offensive rating. Based on the strength of their overall roster, Arizona looks like the more complete team and should have little trouble dictating the pace of this game from start to finish. While I can certainly understand the case for a home underdog, especially one like Wisconsin, who tends to be a solid free throw shooting team, I remain skeptical about their ability to pull off an upset here. Year after year, Wisconsin is viewed as a team with a lot of talent, yet they often fall short of expectations, and I think this season could be more of the same. Arizona, on the other hand, has shown themselves to be an offensive juggernaut right out of the gate, and I fully expect them to leave Wisconsin with a convincing road victory. As such, the Arizona Wildcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. On the defensive side of the ball, both teams have shown promise so far this season. Arizona currently ranks 4th in the nation with a 74 defensive rating, while Wisconsin lags behind in 113th place with a 91.2 defensive rating. Both teams also rely heavily on drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line to score points. Arizona has been more aggressive in this area, attempting 28 free throws per game, compared to Wisconsin's 17.7 attempts per game. Given the disparity in free throw attempts, I believe that the game will fall under the projected total, making under the projected total our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.